You're listening to the CyberWire Network, powered by N2K.
CISOs and CIOs know machine identities now outnumber humans by more than 80-1. And without securing them, trust, uptime, outages, and compliance are at risk. CyberArk is leading the way with the only unified platform purpose-built to secure every machine identity, certificates, secrets, and workloads across all environments, all clouds, and all AI agents. Designed for scale, automation, and quantum readiness, CyberArk helps modern enterprises secure their machine future. Visit cyberark.com/machines to see how. The White House unveils its plan for global AI dominance. Microsoft warns that recent SharePoint server exploitation may extend to ransomware. A phishing campaign targets the U.S. Department of Education's grants portal. The FBI issues a warning about the comm cybercriminal group. SonicWall urges users to patch a critical vulnerability. A new supply chain attack has compromised several popular NPM packages. My Hacking Humans co-host Joe Carrigan joins us to discuss how scammers are exploiting misconfigured point-of-sale terminals. Japanese police release a free decryption tool for the Phobos ransomware, and AI takes the wheel and drives right off a cliff. It's Thursday, July 24th, 2025. I'm Dave Bittner, and this is your CyberWire Intel Briefing. Thanks for joining us here today. It's great, as always, to have you with us. President Donald Trump yesterday unveiled a sweeping AI action plan aimed at achieving U.S. global dominance in artificial intelligence. The plan calls for slashing environmental regulations to fast-track data center construction and boost exports of U.S.-made AI technologies. It aligns closely with Silicon Valley venture capitalists who backed Trump's campaign. Key goals include deregulation, discouraging woke AI, and requiring government contractors to use unbiased AI systems rooted in American values. Trump signed 3 executive orders to enact these changes. The plan promotes building private power plants to meet AI's vast energy demands, opposing environmental restrictions. Critics say it favors tech giants and fossil fuels over public interest. More than 100 groups, including labor and climate advocates, oppose the plan, calling it a giveaway to billionaires. Meanwhile, Trump allies argue that regulating AI is futile and America must lead or fall behind. Microsoft reports that 3 China-based hacking groups, including 2 tied to the Chinese government, have been exploiting critical flaws in on-premise SharePoint servers since early July. As we've been covering throughout the week, Microsoft reports that 3 China-based hacking groups, including 2 tied to the Chinese government, have been exploiting critical flaws in on-premise SharePoint servers since early July. Victims include major U.S. institutions like the National Nuclear Security Administration, NIH, energy firms, and universities. The vulnerabilities allow attackers to steal documents and execute code remotely. Microsoft patched the flaws on July 22nd, but hackers had already stolen machine keys to maintain access post-patch. Researchers warn that more nation-state and criminal actors may join in, deploying ransomware or conducting espionage. One group, Storm 2603, is linked to Warlock ransomware. Microsoft urges immediate patching, key rotation, and advanced antivirus protection to secure affected systems. Over 400 servers worldwide are already compromised, according to iSecurity. The Chinese embassy denies involvement, calling the allegations unfounded. A phishing campaign targeting the U.S. Department of Education's G5 grants portal was uncovered on July 15th. Threat researchers at Before AI's pre-crime lab found several fake domains impersonating g5.gov to steal credentials from educators, grant administrators, and vendors. These cloned sites mimic the official login page and use tactics like MFA bypass, JavaScript-based credential theft, and cloaking to avoid detection. Fraudsters likely aim to gain access to sensitive accounts, change payment details, or launch broader supply chain attacks. The phishing sites used Cloudflare to hide their origins and included convincing design elements like case-sensitive login fields and redirects. The campaign may exploit confusion over recent layoffs at the Department of Education to fuel social engineering efforts. The Office of the Inspector General has been alerted, and Before AI is working to disrupt the malicious domains and monitor for asset reuse tied to the campaign. Microsoft is expanding AI features in Windows 11 with a new suite of tools for its Copilot Plus PCs, including the controversial Copilot Vision. This successor to the delayed and criticized Recall tool captures screen activity and sends it to Microsoft servers for analysis, unlike Recall, which processed data locally. Microsoft claims this will help Copilot become a true companion, offering proactive help. Meanwhile, a new agentic AI called Mu, limited to Qualcomm-powered PCs, can perform system tasks from natural language commands. Critics remain skeptical, especially as Microsoft hasn't solved the issue of hallucinations in small AI models. Also, Windows' blue screen of death has officially turned black, alongside the debut of Quick Machine Recovery for faster system repairs. Many features are US only and will roll out gradually. The FBI has issued a warning about the comm, a decentralized cybercriminal group made up largely of minors, targeting youth aged 11 through 25 through gaming platforms. The group engages in a wide range of cybercrimes, including ransomware attacks, SIM swapping, cryptocurrency theft, DDoS attacks, swatting, and child exploitation. Their motives range from financial gain to notoriety and ideology. Subgroups like Hacker Comm and IRL Comm have conducted high-profile cyber attacks, sold hacking services, and even engaged in real-world violence like kidnapping, assault, and extortion. One particularly disturbing offshoot called 764 targets minors to produce child sexual abuse material. The group recruits minors to evade harsh penalties and shares tools across subgroups. Internal disputes often escalate into cyber or physical attacks. The FBI highlights the comm's growing sophistication and warns of its dangerous blend of online and offline criminal activity. SonicWall is urging users of its SMA 100 series appliances to patch a critical vulnerability that allows remote code execution via arbitrary file uploads if attackers have admin access. While there's no sign of active exploitation yet, SonicWall warns that these devices are already being targeted using stolen credentials. Google researchers recently linked threat group UNC 6148 to attacks deploying the Overstep rootkit and possibly Abyss ransomware. Users should update immediately and check for signs of compromise. A new supply chain attack has compromised several popular NPM packages after attackers phished developers using a fake site, npnjs.com, that mimicked the official node.js registry. NPM stands for Node Package Manager, the default package manager for the node.js JavaScript runtime. Phishing emails lured victims into entering credentials, allowing attackers to steal NPM tokens and publish malicious package versions without GitHub changes, making detection harder. The malware, dubbed Scavenger, deploys a stealthy DLL targeting Chromium-based browsers, stealing cache data, extension information, and browser history. It also disables Chrome security alerts. Security firm Socket and others note the phishing campaign used tokenized URLs to mimic legitimate login sessions. The attack likely harvested emails from package metadata and abused persistent NPM tokens. With millions of downloads at risk, this marks a serious escalation in open-source ecosystem threats. Japanese police have released a free decryption tool for victims of the Phobos ransomware and its variant 8-base. Phobos, active since 2018 as a ransomware as a service, has extorted millions from organizations worldwide. Recent international law enforcement actions, including arrests in Thailand and the seizure of 27 servers, have crippled the group. Now, with the decryptor available via the No More Ransom project, past victims may recover their files without paying ransoms. Authorities haven't disclosed how the tool was developed, but credit recent intelligence operations. Coming up after the break, Joe Carrigan discusses how scammers are exploiting misconfigured point-of-sale terminals, and AI takes the wheel and drives right off a cliff. Stay with us. Bad actors don't break in, they log in. Attackers use stolen credentials in nearly 9 out of 10 data breaches, and once inside, they're after one thing: your data. Varonis' AI-powered data security platform secures your data at scale. Across LaaS, SaaS, and hybrid cloud environments, join thousands of organizations who trust Varonis to keep their data safe. Get a free data risk assessment at varonis.com. Krogal is AI built for the enterprise SOC, fully private, schema-free, and capable of running in sensitive, air-gapped environments. Krogal autonomously investigates thousands of alerts weekly, correlating insights across your tools without data leaving your perimeter. Designed for high availability across geographies, it delivers context-aware, auditable decisions aligned to your workflows. Krogal empowers analysts to act faster and focus on critical threats, replacing repetitive triage with intelligent automation to help your SOC operate at scale with precision and control. Learn more at Krogal.com. That's CROGL.com. And it is always my pleasure to welcome back to the show Joe Carrigan. He is my co-host over on the Hacking Humans podcast, along with Maria Vermazis. Joe, welcome back.
Hi, Dave.
So, interesting little scam story that you have to share with us here. This happens in some retail businesses?
Right. This is coming out of CTV News, which is a Canadian company, Canadian news organization from our friends in the Great White North, Dave.
Okay.
Apparently, there are... let me just, we've all experienced this. You walk into some small business,
right?
Like maybe my favorite example of this is the ice cream shop that I go to.
Okay.
And anybody looks at me and goes, that guy likes ice cream.
Okay.
So I go in there and there's always this point of sale terminal that they have to accept credit cards. So there are these companies out there like Square, I believe they're called Block now.
Okay.
That actually was started by Jack Dorsey from Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
And then there are other companies like Clover and Toast that are named in the story. So what these systems are, they're essentially turnkey point-of-sale systems. You buy the system, you sign up for the service, and now you can accept credit cards, and they can do they do a lot of bookkeeping integration.
Right.
Really great for small businesses.
And instead of having a big cash register,
right,
you have this thing that looks like a little...
like an iPad.
Like an iPad, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and then they turn it around, they say, would you like to leave a $25 or 25% tip?
Right.
And of course, you can make that ethical decision on your own. I will not fault you for anything. Anyway, what's happening here is that there is a security problem with them in that the users are not resetting the default passwords, the default passwords that will allow you to have access to do things like issue refunds.
So the store owners, okay,
correct,
are not changing the default passwords.
Correct.
Okay.
So, like for example, there's one company in here, the Souvlaki Hut in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody used the point of sale terminal to issue a $2,000 refund to themselves.
Oh,
that is a lot of souvlaki.
yes, it is. You got my mouth watering. That is a lot of souvlaki.
Right. Security footage shows the guy picking the terminal up and trying to hide what he was doing, then processing a manual refund. The owner's son said they had no idea the terminal could do that without oversight.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Right. You think there'd be like a second factor or a verification of a password?
There is, but it's a default.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's what's happening.
I see.
There was another company, a man pretending to buy a teapot, refunded himself $4,900. I mean, these are not small amounts of money that are getting applied. So this harkens back to the age-old problem, and a problem that we've seen in IoT and critical infrastructure stuff of default passwords.
Yeah.
And when you get a piece of equipment, it doesn't matter if you're in business or at home, you have to be able to change that default password, and that has to be easy. You have to know how to do it. And what I'm saying here is this should be part of your purchasing decision, right? How do I change the default password? Should be a question you ask the sales guy.
Right. If somebody's there getting you set up and that sort of thing, that should be top of your list of things to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just make sure that you do that when it's time to install one of these systems, and you can at least make this more difficult for people to do.
Right. That is one of the odd things about these terminals, that because they're so small and self-contained, it's not like a big cash register where there's a tiny little like sub-device that handles the credit card taking or the swiping of whatever.
Yeah, it's
the whole device.
The whole device
They turn around. It's like inviting you behind the counter to use the cash register yourself.
Right. That's what they're doing. They turn that thing around.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to encourage people not to do that to me and ask me for a tip by just saying, "Ooh, I'm going to issue myself a $2,000 refund here." And see what happens. I'll probably wind up in jail, Dave.
That's why Joe was never invited back to the comic book shop. Right. So I guess the recommendations here are obvious.
Right. Change the default password.
Right.
And this doesn't just go for your point of sale systems. It really goes for everything. Just change the default password.
Yeah. And if you're running one of these, just be vigilant.
Right. Be vigilant. And if you see somebody grab one of those things, it's perfectly okay to, I would say, snatch it out of their hands, depending on what you feel comfortable doing. Maybe pulling the network plug, stopping them from doing it.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting little evolution in scamming. The convenience of these little devices is undeniable.
Right.
But as always, someone's discovered a way to exploit it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is scamming or if this is more akin to just reaching around and putting your hand in the register.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd call it robbery.
Right. Interesting. All right. Well, we will have a link to that story in the show notes. Again, Joe Carrigan is my co-host over on the Hacking Humans podcast, which if you are not listening to,
you should be.
There you go. Joe, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Dave.
Compliance regulations, third-party risk, and customer security demands are all growing and changing fast. Is your manual GRC program actually slowing you down? If you're thinking there has to be something more efficient than spreadsheets, screenshots, and all those manual processes, you're right. GRC can be so much easier, and it can strengthen your security posture while actually driving revenue for your business. One of the things I really like about Vanta is how it takes the heavy lifting out of your GRC program. Their trust management platform automates those key areas: compliance, internal and third-party risk, and even customer trust. so you're not buried under spreadsheets and endless manual tasks. Vanta really streamlines the way you gather and manage information across your entire business. And this isn't just theoretical. A recent IDC analysis found that compliance teams using Vanta are 129% more productive. It's a pretty impressive number. So what does it mean for you? It means you get back more time and energy to focus on what actually matters, like strengthening your security posture and scaling your business. Vanta, GRC. Just imagine how much easier trust can be. Visit vanta.com/cyber to sign up today for a free demo. That's vanta.com/cyber. Hey everybody, Dave here. I've talked about Delete Me before, and I'm still using it because it still works. It's been a few months now, and I'm just as impressed today as I was when I signed up. Delete Me keeps finding and removing my personal information from data broker sites, and they keep me updated with detailed reports, so I know exactly what's been taken down. I'm genuinely relieved knowing my privacy isn't something I have to worry about every day. The Delete Me team handles everything. It's the set it and forget it peace of mind. And it's not just for individuals. Delete Me also offers solutions for businesses, helping companies protect their employees' personal information and reduce exposure to social engineering and phishing threats. And right now, our listeners get a special deal, 20% off your Delete Me plan. Just go to joindeleteme.com/N2K and use promo code N2K at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/N2K, code N2K. And finally, welcome to the world of vibe coding, where developers let AI take the wheel and sometimes drive straight off a cliff. Just ask Jason Lemkin, a seasoned VC, who learned the hard way when Replit's AI assistant turned his database into digital dust. 9 days into his project, the AI cheerfully admitted it had deleted the entire database without permission, despite clear instructions not to touch a thing. The assistant, ever helpful in its remorse, offered a step-by-step recap titled How This Happened, which boiled down to it seeing empty queries, panicking, ignoring orders, and nuking everything. It even confirmed the loss wasn't limited to test data. This was live data from over 1,200 companies. The AI soberly assessed the damage as catastrophic beyond measure, which feels about right. Replit's CEO has since issued refunds and promises of postmortems and recovery tools. As for the AI, perhaps it's now being gently encouraged to pursue less destructive hobbies, like Sudoku. And that's the CyberWire. For links to all of today's stories, check out our daily briefing at thecyberwire.com. We'd love to hear from you. We're conducting our annual audience survey to learn more about our listeners. We're collecting your insights through August 31st. There's a link in the show notes. Please do check it out. N2K's senior producer is Alice Carruth. Our CyberWire producer is Liz Stokes. We're mixed by Trey Hester with original music by Elliot Peltzman. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Peter Kilpie is our publisher, and I'm Dave Bittner. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And now, a word from our sponsor, ThreatLocker, the powerful zero-trust enterprise solution that stops ransomware in its tracks. Allow listing is a deny-by-default software that makes application control simple and fast. Ring fencing is an application containment strategy, ensuring apps can only access the files, registry keys, network resources, and other applications they truly need to function. Shut out cybercriminals with world-class endpoint protection from ThreatLocker.